This next find, I believe, is the thematic solution of BG's latest riddle. It's going to take a bit of unpacking, but just wait. The connections are undeniable. First, the caption of the latest riddle starts with "Cha-chingle all the way." When I first saw this, I found it a very interesting choice to relate Jingle All the Way to money with cha-chingle, because just 2 days earlier, the White House tweeted "Jingle all the way to the golden age" with Trump running with a check and 5 teddy bears on the shelves in the background. Like, whoever made this went out of their way to include 5 teddy bears, but I digress. So we have the White House's Jingle All the Way, and 2 days later, Bearableguy's Cha-chingle all the way. But it gets much crazier. For one, the date on the check, March 10th, is International Bagpipe Day, when meanwhile the Bears' Cha-chingle riddle features Brad Garlinghouse as a bagpipe player. And 2, March 10th is also National Paper Money Day. Why is that interesting? Because the board game Monopoly is famous for paper money, and the White House's image subliminally depicts Trump as the Monopoly Man without mentioning it in the Monopoly Man's famous running pose. This was not an accident by the designer. And this is even crazier when you realize Trump has been referred to the Monopoly Man for decades, when meanwhile the bear in his original Christmas riddle is literally wearing the Monopoly Man's Christmas outfit. Black tuxedo, 3 buttons, red bow tie, the black striped top hat with mistletoe. It's the exact outfit, you guys. So the bear wears the Monopoly Man's outfit, and Trump has been connected to the Monopoly Man for decades. I mean, look at this. You can literally buy a Trump Monopoly Man running sticker and even a Trump Monopoly Man silver ounce bar. So the White House tweets "Jingle all the way" with 5 teddy bears in the background and Trump holding a check that symbolizes bagpipes and paper money while in the Monopoly Man running pose. And 2 days later, the bear, who has worn the Monopoly Man's exact outfit in the past, tweets "Cha-chingle all the way," which is a play on Jingle Bells. And that is the thematic solution. Jingle bells. And somehow, the White House solidified it for us. And yes, I know it doesn't feel like it yet, but just wait. We know "Jingle All the Way" is a line from Jingle Bells, and "Cha-chingle all the way" is a play on that line. Okay, but how does that line fit into the theme of space? How is Jingle Bells the thematic solution to a space riddle? Because guess what the first song ever played in space was? Jingle Bells. The first song played in space was Jingle Bells, performed by astronauts Wally Schirra and Tom Stafford on the NASA Gemini 6A mission in December 1965, who used smuggled harmonicas and bells to serenade Mission Control and the crew of Gemini 7. But how did this performance unfold? Here's a clip from the BBC to explain.
Christmas messages from space have become a firm favourite during the holiday season. In December 1965, astronauts on board NASA's Gemini 6A jokingly claimed to have seen an unidentified flying object piloted by Santa Claus. They then played Jingle Bells on a harmonica, making it the first song to be played in space.
You guys, the first song ever played in space was Jingle Bells, and it was played after pranking Mission Control that they saw Santa flying by in space, and in Bearableguy's Jingle Bell-themed riddle, Santa is flying by in space. And how about this Gemini mission in the first place? What was it titled? A Bridge to the Moon. Are we looking at XRP, the bridge currency, on the moon here? And what's the first image that pops up when you scroll down this official NASA page? A pic of the spacecraft that was designed for this mission. And somehow, some way, the photo ID is NASA S6589-3. How does this keep happening? Not to mention, NASA literally tweeted "onward to the moon" in 2026, a week after BG's moon riddle. Finally, I want to go back to the Monopoly Man for a moment. Trump has been likened to the Monopoly Man for decades, but Monopoly actually debuted in 1935, 11 years before Trump was born. So the Monopoly Man isn't based on Trump. Trump's likeness is just connected to him. In actuality, the Monopoly Man is based on J.P. Morgan, aka John Pierpont Morgan.
The Monopoly Man may have been drawn to look like real-life money man J.P. Morgan, one of the most influential men in the country at the time of Monopoly's release.
So the Monopoly Man is ultimately based on J.P. Morgan. Okay, well, wait till you hear who wrote Jingle Bells. J.P. Morgan's uncle. The famous song Jingle Bells was somehow written by James Lord Pierpont, the uncle of the legendary financier J.P. Morgan.
Okay, so Jingle Bells, we said. Do you know who wrote it?
Santa.
Santa wrote it. No, it's actually, it's a wonderful bit. I've got a picture of him here. This is the glorious chap who wrote it, and his name is James Lord Pierpont. Can we put him up? First slide, please. This is what he looks like. And he wrote it. There he is. Doesn't he look glorious? What a glorious beard.
So, Monopoly Man J.P. Morgan's uncle wrote Jingle Bells. It's the caption of BG's latest riddle, and the caption of a picture the White House posted 2 days before that featured 5 teddy bears and Trump as the Monopoly Man holding a check dated March 10th, which is National Paper Money Day and International Bagpipes Day, when meanwhile the first song ever played in space was Jingle Bells, which astronauts played after pranking Mission Control saying they saw Santa flying by in space, when Santa is literally flying by in space in BG's Jingle Bells riddle. And to top it all off, the mission these astronauts were part of, Gemini 6, was called a bridge to the moon, and the photo ID of the specific ship they flew on this moon bridge mission has 589 in it, and BG's riddle is on the moon. You just can't make this stuff up.